As we gather this morning, the reopening and recovery of our Australian economy is proceeding at pace. Just last Friday, the Reserve Bank confirmed that our economy is recovering rapidly. And as Josh reminded us yesterday, the news of business confidence rebounding strongly, I think backs that in. Australia, we have done the hard yards through the pandemic, and especially here in Victoria, and especially those running small and medium-sized businesses. And I want to thank you for what you've done. Of course, as a federal government, we've been pleased to do our bit, to play our role through JobKeeper and the many other programs. But you're the ones who've kept Victorians in jobs. You're the ones who've kept supply chains open and connected. You're the ones who've managed the heartache and the complexity and the frustration of extreme lockdowns and the restrictions in keeping your people COVID safe, your customers. And you are the ones who are now opening your doors again. I also want to thank more broadly the people of Victoria. You have had to endure what no one else in this country has had to endure during this pandemic. You've had the worst of it. You've endured the hardest of it. And now over 85% of Victorians aged over 16 are fully vaccinated. The human face of reopening I've been enjoying in these last few days since coming back. Recovery, renewal, it's everywhere to see here. You see it in the smiles on the faces of small business people, their doors open, serving customers as they pull the shutters up in the morning on their deli or their newsagent or their coffee shop. You see it at the hugs at the airports as families reunite across geographies, across generations. You see it in the really simple of pleasures. Friends just catching up, having a beer, going to restaurants, strolling around the shops, getting a haircut. It must never be taken from us again. And that is why I put the national plan together, and I also want to acknowledge the wonderful work of the Doherty Institute. A plan based on the best possible medical science, homegrown here right in Melbourne, and the best economics to ensure we open safely and we stay safely open. We're not going back. Australians have kept their side of this deal by getting vaccinated. Governments right across this country must keep theirs and return to Australians their freedoms. So here we are, one of the lowest fatality rates from COVID anywhere in the world. We are now approaching one of the highest vaccination rates in the world, even exceeding the United Kingdom on double dose, and one of the strongest economic performances of any developed nation in the world through the pandemic.